Look around you. Most men are slaves, and they don't even realize it. They are controlled by their emotions, by their cravings, by their fear of loss. They react, they chase, they beg, they cling, and because of that, they are weak. The world manipulates them with pleasure, with validation, with threats, and they fold every single time. Why? Because they never learned the most powerful skill of all: detachment. Detachment does not mean you feel nothing. It does not mean you live cold and empty. Detachment means you own yourself. It means nothing outside of you has the power to shake you, bend you, or command you. Detachment is control, and control is power. This is inner motion. We don't run from the dark, we walk straight into it, and we come out unrecognizable. The man who cannot detach is a man who will always be controlled. Think about it. If you need approval, people will manipulate you with praise or rejection. If you need pleasure, the world will control you with temptation. If you need comfort, life will break you the moment it gets hard. The less you need, the more powerful you become. Attachment is weakness. It ties your strings to someone else's fingers. Every time you crave validation, someone pulls that string and you dance. Every time you fear losing someone, they pull that string and you obey. The man who is controlled by his attachments cannot lead, cannot dominate, cannot stand tall. But the man who detaches is free. He is not swayed by praise, not broken by rejection, not ruled by comfort. He decides. He commands. He becomes immovable, untouchable. Detachment is not a lack of care. It is a position of power. It is the foundation of true control. You want to know who really has power. It's not the one who shouts the loudest, or the one who flexes his money, or the one who threatens with anger. Real power belongs to the man who does not need, the man who can walk away, the man who can stay silent, the man who can remain calm when everyone else is panicking. Because here's the truth: control is never given. It is always taken, and the first step to taking control is detachment. If you cannot detach, you cannot command. You will always be commanded. Detach or be controlled. Pain and desire, these are the two forces that control most people. They fear one and chase the other, and in doing so, they become slaves. Fear of pain keeps them from doing what is necessary. Addiction to desire keeps them trapped in weakness. Pain and desire are the twin masters of the weak mind. If you cannot detach from them, you will never be free. Think about pain first. The weak man avoids it at all costs. He won't train because it hurts. He won't push through struggle because it's uncomfortable. He builds a life designed to protect himself from any form of suffering, and in doing so, he builds a prison. The moment life demands something hard from him, he breaks. He has no tolerance. He has no backbone. Pain owns him. It decides what he will and will not do. Now think about desire. The weak man chases it endlessly. He wants pleasure, comfort, validation, attention. He needs women to validate him, substances to numb him, distractions to entertain him. Desire pulls his strings like a puppet master, and he dances without resistance. The craving speaks, and he obeys. He cannot say no, because he has never learned detachment. But the strong man is different. He sees pain, and he does not run. He embraces it. He accepts it as the price of growth. He understands that pain is not the enemy. It is the signal of transformation. Pain refines him, sharpens him, hardens him, and because he has detached from fear of it, pain cannot control him. And desire, the strong man masters it. He does not deny that he wants, he simply refuses to be ruled by wanting. He does not need validation. He does not need constant comfort. He does not need endless indulgence. He can enjoy without being enslaved. He can walk away without losing himself. He owns desire. Desire does not own him. This is the essence of detachment, freedom from the chains of pain and desire. When you can detach, you cannot be controlled by fear, and you cannot be controlled by craving. You become untouchable. You move with clarity. You act with power, because no threat can break you, and no temptation can seduce you. That is real strength, not the absence of emotion, but the mastery of it. Emotions expose weakness. The man who cannot control his tongue, who reacts to every insult, who chases every validation, he reveals himself as powerless. The world can see his strings and pull them at will. Anger controls him. Desire controls him. Fear controls him. And because of that, he is not in control. Silence, on the other hand, is a weapon. Indifference is armor. The man who can stay quiet when provoked, who can remain calm when challenged, who can resist the need to prove himself, that man holds power. He doesn't reveal his hand. He doesn't waste his energy. He doesn't give the enemy anything to work with. He waits. He observes. He chooses when to act. And because of that, his actions carry weight. Detachment gives birth to this silence. When you are not attached to being liked, you don't need to explain yourself. When you are not attached to winning every small battle, you don't need to react to every attack. You can let people talk. You can let them doubt. You can let them underestimate, because you are not controlled by their perception. You are only controlled by your mission. Indifference terrifies people. Most men cannot stand it. They beg for it. Attention, they feed off reaction. They live for acknowledgement. But the detached man, he does not need any of it. He is content in his own frame, rooted in his own power. He doesn't chase. He doesn't beg. He doesn't crumble when ignored. And because nothing outside of him controls him, he becomes the one in control. Strategic silence is not weakness. It is dominance. The man who can walk away from an argument, who can hold his tongue, who can resist emotional outbursts, that man commands the room without saying a word. He shows that he is not desperate to prove himself, not desperate to be heard. He proves that he can control the one thing most men cannot, himself. Detached from the need to react, detached from the need to be seen, detached from the need to be validated. When you do, you will discover the rarest form of power, presence, the kind of presence that speaks louder than noise, the kind of power that bends others without you lifting a finger. This is the strength of silence. This is the authority of indifference. Look closely at the people around you. Every circle is either fuel or poison. Some people sharpen you, push you, challenge you to rise higher. Others drain you, distract you, and chain you to mediocrity. The weak man cannot detach from the wrong people. He clings to friendships that waste his time. He chases relationships that weaken his spirit. He fears being alone, so he keeps himself surrounded by those who secretly hold him back. And because of that fear, he is controlled. Attachment to the wrong people is one of the fastest ways to destroy yourself. If you fear losing them, they own you. If you need their validation, they own you. If you let them dictate your choices, they own you. A man who cannot walk away is a man who cannot stand tall. He is chained not by iron, but by dependence. Detachment is the cure. The ability to cut ties, to walk away, to say enough without hesitation. That is freedom. When you detach from people who drain you, you take back your time, your focus, and your energy. You stop bleeding strength into black holes of negativity. You stop letting weakness rub off on you. You start standing on your own. And when you detach, something powerful happens. You realize you never needed them. You realize your strength multiplies in solitude. You realize that silence and isolation are not curses, but weapons. Because the moment you stop needing the wrong people, you start attracting the right ones. People of strength, people of vision, people who operate with the same fire. Detachment clears the ground so you can build the right circle. The strong man does not fear loneliness. He uses it. He embraces it. He sharpens himself in it. He would rather stand alone in discipline than be surrounded by crowds of weakness. And because of that, he is untouchable. He does not cling. He does not beg. He does not tolerate energy that drains him. He knows that his circle is his reflection, and he refuses to reflect weakness. Detach from people who drain you. Detach from circles that pull you down. Stand alone if you must. Because once you cut the chains, no one can control you again. Comfort is the most seductive master. It whispers to you every day, stay in bed, eat the junk, take the easy road, avoid the struggle. And most men obey without question. They build their lives around minimizing discomfort, and in doing so, they surrender their strength. The man who is attached to comfort is already defeated, because the world does not bend for his convenience. Comfort makes you soft. It kills urgency. It robs you of ambition. It blinds you to your own potential. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you weaken the link between your mind and your will. You teach yourself that it is acceptable to quit, to settle, to stay small. And once you learn that lesson, it spreads into every part of your life. The truth is simple. Comfort controls the man who cannot detach from it. He will never push past his limits because he fears the burn. He will never build discipline because he avoids the grind. He will never find out who he really is because he never leaves the shallow waters. Comfort is not just a distraction, it is a prison. The strong man rejects this. He knows that comfort is the enemy of greatness. He seeks out discomfort on purpose. He chooses the hard path because he understands that pain sharpens him. He goes to the gym when he doesn't feel like it. He takes cold showers. He works when others are resting. He pushes beyond what feels safe because he knows that safety is weakness in disguise. Detachment from comfort is the foundation of discipline. When you can say no to the easy choice, you gain authority over yourself. When you embrace discomfort, you free yourself from the control of laziness. And when you live detached from comfort, nothing can stop you because nothing feels unbearable. Anymore, you've trained your mind to stand firm when others collapse. Detach from comfort, detach from the soft life, seek out the fire that burns away weakness. Because the man who can detach from comfort is the man who can control his destiny. Power has a presence. You can feel it when a man walks into the room. You can sense it in the way he carries himself, in the steadiness of his eyes, in the silence that follows him. That presence does not come from money, from status, or from loud words. It comes from detachment, from the rare strength of a man who does not need anything outside of himself to stand tall. Most men leak their power through desperation. They try too hard to be liked. They over-explain. They beg for validation. They get angry when ignored, emotional when doubted, shaken when rejected. Their energy is scattered, and people can smell it. A man who cannot detach gives away his power, because everyone around him knows exactly how to control him. But the detached man, he radiates something different. He does not chase approval. He does not fear rejection. He does not tremble at loss. He stands rooted in himself, and that alone creates an aura that bends the environment. His silence speaks louder than words. His calmness unsettles those who rely on chaos. His indifference disarms those who try to provoke him. He is unreadable, untouchable, unshakable. Detachment is not about coldness for its own sake. It is about control. It is about showing the world that you cannot be moved by pressure, temptation, or fear. That you cannot be bribed with comfort or broken by pain. That you cannot be manipulated by praise or criticism. And when people realize they cannot move you, they start moving around you. They start respecting your gravity. The cold aura of detachment is a shield and a sword. A shield because it protects your energy from those who would drain it. A sword because it cuts through the noise and establishes authority without a word. The detached man does not need to raise his voice. He does not need to prove himself. His very presence is proof. And here is the deeper truth. Aura is built in private. You do not develop this presence by pretending. You build it by training your mind and body in silence, by detaching from comfort, from weakness, from the need to be seen. You build it when you suffer alone, when you conquer cravings, when you rise without applause. That private discipline radiates in public as aura. This is why the strong man seems different. He has detached from the things that control others. He has mastered himself, and because of that, he carries an energy that others cannot ignore. It is cold, yes, but it is magnetic. It demands respect. It creates fear. It establishes dominance before a single word is spoken. This is the aura of detachment, and it belongs only to those willing to cut every chain that ties them to weakness. The end of it all, the choice is simple. Either you master detachment or you will be mastered. Either you learn to cut the chains of pain, desire, people, and comfort, or those chains will drag you where they want. The man who detaches owns himself. The man who cannot detach is owned by everything. Power belongs to the one who does not need. Freedom belongs to the one who can walk away. Respect belongs to the one who cannot be shaken. This is your path. Detach or be controlled. This is inner motion. We don't run from the dark, we walk straight into it, and we come out unrecognizable.